What is going on, you guys? This is TechHD coming at you with a brand new video, and today we're going to be going over a camera slider. Now, this is from the company Neewer, and they are very known on Amazon and in general with photography and videography when it comes to accessories and stuff. And I personally love Neewer because I own a bunch of this stuff. I actually own a different slider, unmotorized, and then I also own the pieces that hold the backdrops, which is pretty cool. And so I use Neewer products every once in a while and stuff, and this time I wanted to get a motorized slider, so that's what I mainly wanted to focus on. So I got a motorized camera slider, and it is carbon fiber. It is basically a upgrade model from the current slider that I have, and I wanted to upgrade it because basically it's so difficult to get smooth shots, and I could just freeze or stop or jitter, and I want to see how it is with a motorized slider and see how it performs compared to a regular one. And then I'm going to show you guys some shots, and then we're going to see how it overall performs. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I'm going to be opening this top piece. Okay, so we got a little carrying case. Oh my god, okay, this looks a lot. Okay, so it seems like we got the motor right here. You know, very interesting motor. Okay, and it takes the NPF batteries from Sony, you know, so that is pretty cool. We got the battery charger along with the cable, the micro USB to USB cable. As long as we got one NPF battery, this one is 2400 milliamps. And then it seems like that we got the rail, and then a whole bunch of plates and screws and all that. And then these are all the cables to connect to your camera. So it seems like we got one's for either Canon, one's for Panasonic, one is for Sony, one is for any other brands, Fuji, Olympus. You know, I know one of them, this one is most likely for a Nikon. And then we got the user manual as well, very nice. And then what is this one? Installation instructions. Okay, alright, let's get into the actual slider. And this goes for around $290, which is a little bit high up there, but not so much because there's a bunch of other camera sliders that are so much more expensive. Alright, okay. Alright, so got this piece over here holding it. Carbon fiber, like I said. Oh damn, this thing got a little bit of weight to it. I'm gonna throw this. So, we got the motor and everything. This is where it's going to be hooking it up to. This is where we got the camera. It seems like a 3/8 screw. I need a 1/4 inch, and this thing got some weight to it. Okay, so this is where we would put the camera on, and then it seems like that there is a string to hold the motor and everything onto the side, and then this middle piece could be adjusted. So if I want to angle it to the left or to the right, I could do that just by getting this middle piece and then having it go a little bit upward and downward, and then do the same thing vice versa, which is very nice. And you can see that turns this piece, which is interesting. Okay, this is going to be very fun. This is going to be very interesting. All right, so I'm going to be showing you guys step by step on how to install everything, and hopefully I do it correctly. And then we're going to see how it performs. I'm going to show you guys some shots, also some behind the scenes shots, and then I'll give you guys my overall thoughts. So now let's take a closer look on how easy it is to set up the motorized slider. First, you'll need to get one of the plates and 2 Allen screws and screw it into one side of the slider. Then you'll need to do the same thing on the other side. After that, you need to install the motor with 2 Allen screws on the side of the center plate. Once that's all secured, grab the rail cable and wrap it around the motor wheels. Once that's done, grab one end of the cable and take it to one of the plates on the side that you screwed in. Place it in the center and hold it tight so the cable is not loose. Grab another plate and place it on top of the cable against the other plate and screw it in. You'll want to do the same thing on the other side. Remember to make sure that the cable is tight and not loose, otherwise it won't work properly. After that, you are all done assembling the slider. Now let's take a closer look at the app. It works for both iOS and Android, and the QR codes is on both sides of the motor just in case if you uninstalled it or lose the paper. To set it up, you'll need to have the Bluetooth enabled on your phone. Place a Sony NPF battery and power on the slider. Loosen all the screws and then hit the scanning button on the app. Once it finds the slider, select it and you are all set to create an A to B point. On the top left, you can select the scan, video, time lapse, and A/B point set tab. I personally only use the AB point set tab. I'm not that much into time-lapse, but it is there if you need it. To create an AB point set, you need to first move the slider to the left or the right. Once you have it to the way that you want it, press the middle button to create an A point. Then move it again and then hit the middle button again to set the B point. After that, you are all set, and now you can change the speed of the slider and enable or disable reverse, which is just having the slider go back and forth. You can also start and stop it and enable shutter test. The app is as simple as it can be, and anyone can master it in just a couple of minutes. So now let me show you some shots that I did with the motorized slider. Also, I wanted to show you guys some footage of me using the slider as not just for B-roll but also as an A-cam, and I wanted to show you guys this to really emphasize how silent the motor actually is. So you can see right now that I'm using the slider and it's on reverse, so it's going back and forth and it's not being picked up by the microphone. So having that feature is great for interviews and other live events, and this is actually going at the max speed. So my overall thoughts with this slider is I honestly love it, and it has helped me so much with being more creative in my videos. Creating time lapses, for example, by just adding a slider makes your video much more professional. Not only that, but it cuts down the time of me using a slider to get a shot. I just need to set everything up and get it right the first time. Now, I honestly stopped using my other slider that I own, also from Neewer, because it was so tedious and I couldn't get the motion correct, and I would constantly mess up, and it became so frustrating that I slowly stopped using it. But now all of that goes away with this slider. I also really like the build quality. The track is carbon fiber and the rest is an aluminum alloy body. I also like that there's a panorama feature by just adjusting the red knobs, and you could create a 120-degree panorama, and it's great for tracking. It slowly moves the plate in the center to adjust to keep the subject in frame. And finally, I really like that it runs on a Sony MPF batteries. So if you're into videography, then you know that almost everything uses Sony MPF batteries or Canon LPE6 batteries. Cameras, lights, field monitors, wireless transmitters, audio recorders, and now sliders use these batteries, and they last for a long time on one charge. And then there's also a micro USB port to use any type of an external power, like a power bank, for example. Now, there are some things that I would like to mention. First, you do need a tripod ball head to mount your camera, but most tripods have one that can be removed, and it needs to be a 3/8 thread. The second thing is I do recommend to use 2 tripods instead of 1 to keep the slider steady and have it not be leaning one end when the slider is moving. And my only con is sometimes I had trouble with the app moving the slider. I would be able to move the A point, but then I wouldn't be able to move the B point, so my only way of fixing it was to disconnect my phone to the slider and close the app and then reopen it. After that, it would work just fine. but that seems to be something that could be fixed through a simple app update. But overall, I really love this slider, and at a price point of $290, it's really not that bad compared to other motorized sliders that range from $500 to $1,000, and this slider still offers a lot of features. I use it for B-roll shots, subject tracking, time lapses, and even for streaming to give my face cam a more professional vibe, and it held the weight of a full frame mirrorless camera and a ring light, and it performed perfectly. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions on anything that I didn't cover, let me know down in the comments below, as well as everything will be linked down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. As always, TechHD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!